watched a little bit of the trial. Gary's a real asset to your office.
Yes. We have a very good team.
Yes. Justin is in the waiting room.
Okay.
And don't
Is he
have
here
any.
Is he here at the courthouse?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
And Mr. Andrew David Hartzell never appeared this morning. He was set for sentencing on an ordinance case. Here's Melissa. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning.
Your client, Mr. Scoggin, is here in the conference room.
Okay.
And Ms. Baker is not here, but we can go right into Scoggin.
Okay. She had some difficulty yesterday with our meeting, Zoom, figuring it out. She also had trouble. So.
Just a minute. Laura made me a whole pile of ROA sheets and I forgot to bring them in. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
There they are. Oh, that darn door, they turn the alarm back on. Every time you open it, it beeps like a dump truck backing up. All right, good morning, Mr. Scoggin. This is Judge Middleton. Thank you for coming into the court for your sentence this morning. You live in Lawton. This is file 211042FY. It's entitled People versus Justin James Scoggin. Mr. Scoggin is represented by attorney Melissa Halleck, who is present. Also, Deborah Davis is here from the prosecutor's office. Mr. Scoggin got arrested on May 18th for a felony charge of resisting and obstructing. He pled to a misdemeanor charge of attempting to resist or obstruct a police officer. And I scheduled the matter for sentencing for this morning. I did not get the police report, but I did get a view of the bond information report, which tells a pretty sad tale of a very intoxicated defendant. He had no recollection of this incident and pled no contest. So let's start with you, Melissa. What would you like me to know?
Well, although Mr. Scoggin has limited means, he is unemployed. He is currently living on his father's property, actually in Three Rivers, in a tent because he was evicted, or I guess lost his apartment. So he's really going through some rough times right now. He pled no contest because he was drinking. Sounds like that's an issue for him. I'm not sure how easy right now probation would be for him to even report and do those things. And I think he'd rather, if your honor is inclined to do anything, do some just upfront jail time. He does have his family as a support, his mom, his dad. His mom has contacted my office on his behalf to let us know that he had lost his phone. So he does have some family support. We do have an email address for him, and he's been keeping in good touch with us despite the fact that he's lost a phone and basically, doesn't have a lot of ways to communicate with us, and not a lot of financial means. He clearly has an issue with drinking that he's acknowledged that day that he had made the bad choice to drink and kept drinking. So I guess that's, I think, what Your Honor needs to know when taking into consideration how to sentence Mr. Scoggin.
All right, thank you. Deborah, you have any input?
Well, Your Honor, I reviewed both the police report and the bond information report, and the bond information report pretty much has everything that the police report does. The police report's only 2 pages long, and the conduct that the defendant displayed is certainly concerning. Danger to himself, danger to other people if he's weaving in and out of traffic on a bicycle with a half-empty bottle of liquor and drunk. The call originally had come in for his own safety from someone who saw him fall off of his bike, and he was injured pretty significantly. I believe that he even said at the time of his plea that he had staples put in the back of his head. Certainly, there appears to be an issue with alcohol, and if things aren't going well for him and he's living in a tent right now, perhaps some drying out time at the St. Joseph County Jail. He could be a trustee for the summer. Resisting and obstructing is one of those tough ones. Thankfully, no officers were injured, but it does put the public at risk. It puts the officers at risk. It's something that I think we need to take seriously because he doesn't have a significant criminal past as an adult. We gave him the opportunity to have this felony reduced to a misdemeanor, and he does have a bit of a record from when he was younger, but I would ask the court to take that into consideration today. Thank you.
Justin, how do I say your name? Is it Scoggin or Scoggin?
It's Scoggin.
Okay, that's the way I've been saying it. Well, good morning, sir. I appreciate you coming over here to deal with this. What do you want to tell me?
Well, see, like, I don't know. Yeah, I was drinking. I drank a little bit too much that day. I understand you gotta limit yourself or whatever. I got in a fight with one of my roommates, and I went to the hospital. I shouldn't have took my bottle with me, but I was riding my bike, and yeah, that happened. But then after, when I went to get my staples taken out, I walked into the hospital the one time, and as soon as I got there, I handed the lady my insurance card, and she told me to go outside and wait. And 3 SWAT cars came around the corner, arrested me, took me to the jail. They fed me, and then had me walk home from Centerville to Three Rivers because they took my bike, and I had to go up to the police station to get my bike back from the police. And they gave
What
me
was that? A trespass charge or something?
They gave me a ride across town to get my bike after I walked back from the Centerville jail to Three Rivers. And then the next time, when I got the illegal burn, they said don't have the fire above the hill because they don't want to see it from the glow from the street. Don't have my fire that big because I built a little fire pit down next to the river. When the CMS people said that I could go down there fishing anytime that I
wanted. All right, well, just a minute.
It was a city foot.
Just a minute. I have another ticket on Mr. Scoggin on a trespass charge.
Yeah.
He got arrested. Just a minute. Somebody bring me the sheet on that. 2112750M. I should have found that myself. But I'm going to save him another trip over here. Yeah, what happened is it sounds like they barred you from the hospital. You went back to the hospital. They arrested you for trespass. Where are you staying at
No, they
CMS?
didn't give me a trespass in that time. I went to the hospital to get my staples out, and the lady, I walked in and she said, "No, go outside and wait." And I said, "Okay." And I went over to the chair.
What happened is they charged you with trespassing.
No, not that time. They gave me a trespassing when I just had my fire. They just took me to jail. They fed me, and then they had me walk my ass home.
All right, well, that doesn't make any sense, but I'm not saying I disbelieve you, but I don't understand what happened. But you have a new charge that you're set for the 29th. I figure I might as well take care of that while you're here. All right, where are you keeping, you said you're on the CMS property? Is that the one on Broadway?
I was on the CMS before the cops kicked me out. They said I couldn't be there. They grabbed my tent and started ripping it out. They were loading up all my stuff when I got back there. So I've been staying outside of town now.
All right.
The city, well, and then the one, oh, sorry, let me.
I don't know, that might be what the trespass is about. I used to work.
In the park, and they told me that it'd be $25. I need to fill out an application to charge my phone in the park.
I hadn't heard about that either.
City member said that there was a city cop up there watching me, that he was I don't know, he was watching me down there in the park. I wasn't allowed to be charging my phone there, that it'd be $25 to charge my phone in the park. I had to fill out an application to rent a pavilion. And
they'd have a hard time enforcing that. Well, let me ask this, Mr. Scoggin, who posted your $5,000 bond?
I paid my $500. Rachel helped me.
Oh boy, I wish you hadn't done that. That money's just gone.
Yeah, I wish I would have.
Your Honor, I looked on WebJamming just to kind of figure out like maybe what happened here. It looks like he was arrested and booked on 5/22, which would have been, he had this first incident on 5/18. I don't think he would have needed his staples out that quickly, but he was back at the hospital on 5/22. He was booked in on a disorderly conduct is what it says. And his PBT at that point was an 046. And then he apparently bonded out, but that disorderly.
I got in the car.
I don't even find it. I don't find it disorderly in the system.
I went to the hospital.
Right.
I went to the hospital and 3 squad cars were already there waiting for me.
Because it looks like he booked in on 5/18, which would have been the day of this incident, but then he was again booked on 5/22, and it says 3B.
When I was in jail, they brought Jacob Cooper, someone that I've kicked out of my house before because he's all into the flat earth bull crap. But I've kicked him out of my house before many of times because he's like, "Look at my hands. Don't you see the lightning bolts?" I'm like, "No, I don't see no damn lightning bolts. Like, what is wrong with you?" And they bring that guy into the jail and put him right next to me, the cell next to me, and we're giving him extra trays.
I wonder if there was a ticket for Three Rivers for disorderly.
I don't know why he got arrested at Three Rivers Hospital, but there's no charging document from that.
And he bonded out that same day, but he spent, it says 3 days served from when he was there on the 18th, which would be like 18th, 19th, 20th.
How do they book them in on something and make them bond out and never charge anything?
That's a real good question. The June 18th charge is a misdemeanor trespass and illegal burn on the riverbank of the St. Joseph River by East Hoffman Street.
You're saying that's June? Because this one was, okay, so May 22nd. We don't have any charge.
No. And as you can't just arrest somebody and put them in jail without charging something. But
oh wait, there's another one. Hold on, let me see. Oh, there is one. Okay, Your Honor, it's 21-10660M. For some reason in the AS 400, it's like not in. It's in the AS 400,
But yeah, it's after Tammy, but it's not in, they got a S, Scoggins is the difference.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
His name, so that's a disorderly person.
But it says that he pled not guilty on 6/1, and then they were going to dismiss. Disorderly.
Oh yeah, we dismissed that as part of the plea in this case.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
All right, but they spelled his name wrong, which is why it's in the wrong spot. All
So
right.
Why would he lose his bond?
Because it was.
Well, he posted the bond with a bonding company.
Oh, okay. I thought it was for a different reason. You were saying.
No, so that money's just, that's how the bonding company makes their money.
Right.
All right, Justin, here's the deal. On order 10 days jail, credit 3, leaving 7 days to serve. There's no sense doing a probation. Your lawyer says you didn't think you could do one. You can't pay any fine. I'm going to make the fine the minimum allowable. I'm going to waive the attorney fee, $125. Give you till August 31st, 21, or 2 days.
I gotta pay more because because the city of, not you guys, but the city of Three Rivers has been harassing.
Would you call Centerville for Mr. Scoggin? He's gonna go to jail for 7 days.
Okay, we'll do. He's standing right here.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Mr. Scoggin, you're gonna get a day or two of good time. My guess is you're gonna get about 5 days.
I've already served a couple days for this.
You served 3. I gave you 10 days, credit 3. You tried to bite the doctor. You tried to bite the nurse. You jumped up and down on the patrol car. You were a fight from beginning to end. Even though you have no clear recollection of it, he's in the conference room.
Over here.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Good luck. You got the next 10 days, credit 3. The bailiff's going to give you to the Centerville and they'll take you over to the jail and you'll get 3 squares for a few days. All right.
Your Honor, are you setting that one for Friday, maybe for a pretrial with the?
Oh, what I should have done is just, yes, you set for the 29th. We better do something because maybe we'll try to address it tomorrow when John Barnes is here. And just
If it's the 20th, he might still be there on the 29th, but if Mr. Barnes is there tomorrow, probably best.
Well, the 29th, today's the 23rd. Yeah, he may still be there.
Or they'll let him out at 6 a.m. that morning and then
yes,
not know to come back.
Walking down the road again.
Okay.
All right, Denise Baker is here. She's a bit late, but she is here. This is the time and date for sentencing in that matter. People versus Denise Marie Baker. File number is 211059FY. This was a felony. It started out as a possession of methamphetamine, was reduced to a use charge. I did get the police report. Miss Baker's got a lot of baggage and had a couple of different warrants out for her at the time she got picked up on this one. Anyway, I didn't order a pre-sentence, but I didn't know what to do either, so I set it for sentencing for today. I think I'm out of use of methamphetamine judgments. All right, I'll start with you, Melissa. Oops, I just lost Miss Baker. There, she's kind of there. Ms. Baker, can you hear me? No, she's frozen. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Melissa, what would you like me to know?
Yes.
We're going to start with your lawyer, then we'll hear from the prosecutor, then we'll hear from you.
Okay. Well, Your Honor, I met with Miss Baker twice ago, and she's been open about her issue with meth and that she wants to get treatment. I believe she was eligible for 7411 probation. I think this is first drug offense.
No, she has a marijuana conviction, and then she had a drug offense from another state. So
Okay.
that's why I set it for today, because she's not 7411 eligible.
Okay. So she's been looking into starting some online groups. I encouraged her to do the face-to-face, such as Celebrate Recovery or NA. We discussed that. A CMH intake. Right now, she doesn't have Medicaid. It fell off. She let it lapse. She's going to need to get that. She does independent work. She as a contractor, so painting, drywalling, things such as that. But right now, she's actually working part-time at Fisher convenience store because she's carrying
Where?
Fisher Lake, the convenience store out there, the party store. I'm not sure what it was called. She's got a lot going on in her life. She's caring for her parents. Her grandfather has dementia and Alzheimer's diagnosis, and her grandma recently had a stroke and is only able to move her right hand. Her father also has lung cancer. He's been a longtime smoker, and she's helping care for him. And then she recently got into a new relationship a few months back, and somehow he's not doing well as either. He's been going to doctor appointments, things like that. So that's a worry for her. But he doesn't live together with her. She does live alone. But she's got her hands full. It's clear that she has a lot of stress in her life that she needs to learn how to cope with and not resort to meth use, is what she and I discussed. She does have a driver's license right now. And even though her car broke down, she's pretty confident she's going to be able to resolve that issue soon and get that repaired or replaced. She's been living in Three Rivers at the 21102 First Street for almost, I think, a year and a half, almost 2 years now. She's renting. She does not have any children, and she's not married. She accepted responsibility that the meth that was on her was hers, and she's used meth and she needs to get treatment. She and I had a discussion yesterday on how this is just one time in her life and that she still has the opportunity to change it. But she does need support. She has no support. She's the one that is the support, and she can't do that using meth, and she knows that. So we're hoping, she'll have the opportunity to do some probation and hopefully get her Medicaid reinstated and get some treatment.
All right, Deborah, what's your thought?
Well, Your Honor, I reviewed the police report, reviewed her history. I mean, she's got drug charges in her past out of Florida, a couple of different charges. There's a warrant out of Florida, another warrant somewhere here in Michigan. Sergeant Church was the arresting officer, and his report is full of not promising information, I suppose, for the thought of doing a good probation here. She was not cooperative with him when he asked her to walk to the vehicle after he identified that she had a meth pipe in her overall pocket, claimed it wasn't hers. She had sores on her face that were open as well as ones that had been healed, which he believes would indicate some significant methamphetamine use. She also, after the searching of her person, they had a probable cause search of the vehicle and found a digital scale with white residue on it, which is always concerning when it's not just use, but there may be little more to the use that is not great. She also then had a vial of between a quarter and a half gram of white material that was found on her during her intake after Sergeant Church had given her multiple opportunities to come clean about what else she had on her so that she wouldn't get another charge for bringing contraband into the jail. So this was a pretty significantly reduced offer based on what could have been done here. And I'm concerned about her use, and it's great that she's caring for her relative. That's an important and noble activity, but if you're using meth while you're doing that, not the best situation for a family member who is already having significant medical issues. So again, Sergeant Church's report, after she had initially been actively resisting as he's trying to get her to walk to the police car, he had to push her to get her to go. She was fidgety and frantic, but then fell asleep on the drive to the jail. So certainly, I think we have a drug problem. And if she wants to get help for it, we have resources, but there's got to be some accountability on her side of it. So I'd ask the court to take that into consideration in sentencing today.
Ms. Baker, what would you like me to know?
Well, the one warrant in that was over.
You have, we're losing your signal. You have a warrant from Crawford County, which is Grayling, an open warrant for your arrest. And you have another open warrant from Florida, but they won't extradite you from Michigan, just some surrounding states. And Crawford County has a 100-mile pickup, and you're more than 100 miles from Grayling. So there's two actual open drug warrants for your arrest now. But I'm sorry, let's see if we can hear you better.
The Crawford County, and that was taken care of, and they haven't taken it off. I went over with them like 14 times on why this hasn't been taken off. It's been dealt with years ago. But the Florida one, I was doing hurricane relief, and we were cleaning out buildings and homes, and what I had on me there, that was in a bag, and that it was something that we had as a company had taken out of the building for safety reasons. But when it comes to the resisting, I
Well, you didn't get charged with
push
resistance
or anything. I'm sorry.
They didn't charge that.
Well, I was upset, yeah, because I was scared and I didn't want to go to jail. But
Yeah. How did you get a job at Fisher Lake store?
I live like right down the street, and I go up there and I help the owner out wherever she needs help. Like if she needs her truck unloaded or things moved around, whatever she needs done.
So I thought you were out in Flowerfield. Are you in Parkville?
Yes.
Oh, so you're in Parkville. Okay, that's not too far from the Fisher Lake store. I've never seen you in there, and you don't actually work the counter.
No.
Or you just do odd jobs and stuff for them?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You've also got several dog complaints that are in the works that I can't exactly tell what the status of them is. SWM, dog at large, send warrant mask. You've got about 5 or 6 dog complaints percolating in the system. It is true, you're struggling with addiction. You're not working. You ended up taking some meth into the jail in your clothing that they found later on you. You're driving a car with no insurance, which is part of why you got pulled over. They're concerned about the sores. We used to call them crack bugs.
No. That I have cystic acne, and I can prove that. That.
All right, well, I'm glad it's not related to that. You did 1 day in jail. You need a little clean time. 31 days in jail, credit 1.
I'm sorry?
31 days in jail, credit 1. You owe 30 days jail starting tonight. I'm going to suspend your fines. I'm going to suspend your attorney fees. I'm not putting you on probation while you have 2 open warrants for your arrest. I will do the minimum allowable fine, $125. You're to turn yourself in at the jail by 7 p.m. today. There'll be good time added to that, which will be about 25 days of forced clean time. You've been thinking about going to some treatment. They'll have some available at the jail for a starter, and then we'll try some afterwards. I'm not going to do a probation here, as I said, where there are 2 open warrants for your arrest. Maybe the Crawford County case can be dealt with. Anyway, you're to report to the jail at 7 o'clock tonight. I'm going to do a 1-month non-reporting probation in case you don't report.
Thank you.
Oh, God.
All right. Good luck, Miss Baker. They'll be ready for you at 7 o'clock tonight.
Thank you.
All right. I no longer have to suspend her driving privileges.
There's one positive.
One positive thing about opening the courtrooms up again would be we don't have to deal with ordering people to turn themselves in, but hopefully she will do that. All right, that completes our sentences on these 2 matters. And I'll see you soon. We've got those probation violations right at 1, and I've got a very busy zoning violation matters. Melissa, you'd love to get in on those, but I won't.
I'm good.
We should start court appointing on zoning violations.
Okay, thank you both.
Thank you.
Goodbye. All right, we'll stop our live feed. We'll begin again